Alright, and here's my super delayed review of the Star Wars The Force Awakens Poe's X-Wing Fighter. The figure is part of the first wave of these beta class vehicles, I think. And okay, let's start with the packaging. Here is the box. It's got that window. You get to see the figure from some fantastic Photoshop artwork of the X-Wing fighting a TIE fighter, I guess, on Starkiller Base. And here is, wow, the ship looks so good in Photoshop. And yeah, I'm probably throwing away the box because, well, it's not that great. And second, this thing is a big disappointment. This is my first X-Wing ship ever, like realistic for the 3.75 inch figures that fits a 3.75 inch figure. And I was so disappointed with this set. I had high hopes for it because the TIE Fighter set was just amazing. I gave that one a perfect score of 10 out of 10. But this one, I'll talk about the score later. But here it is. It's smallish. They sort of G.I. Joe-ified, like I always mention in my vehicle reviews, they G.I. Joe-ified this thing so that it's not like twice as big. The scaled up X-Wing fighter, the real scaled one, accurately scaled X-Wing fighter is like twice as big as this. The wingspan is like double. It's like bigger, but they sort of shrunk it so that it's easier to play with, easier to display. I get that. I like that, but it kind of feels weird. Even I think they shrunk it way too much. Okay, let's talk about paint apps. Paint apps is okay. It just feels drab and boring. This should be like darker gray. Like, look at that, it's black. This should be like a dark gray, not something that came out of stock. This looks like a sculpt, just the plastic they use for sculpting pieces for prototypes. The silver, it's so dull. It's not even painted. The canopy is painted nicely. This one is just too dull as well. It doesn't pop. BB-8's head is painted okay, but the body's not. And yeah, let's talk about the gimmicks. He's got a firing missile. I'm gonna make sure not to lose it this time, so I'm covering my hand like that. And there you go. It shoots a very strong spring, but not as strong as the TIE Fighter. So we'll put that there. The other gimmick is you push BB-8's head, and it pops up the wings to form the X-Wing, and it's hollow. And more disappointments right there. Look at that, it's hollow. It should be solid. And you flick the switch right here to reset. Okay, so that's that. Pop up and flick it out to reset. Okay, it's got a landing gear, which is like a big pain in the to just remove. I mean, if you have thick fingers, you're probably gonna have a hard time doing this. But yeah, and to give you some appreciation of the scale, I don't have my TIE Fighter with me because it's way back in the shelf. So here is an ATST Walker. Look how small that thing is. I mean, look how small the X-Wing is compared to that. That one's in perfect scale, this one's not. Okay. Alright, talk more about the vehicle. The way that, as you've all noticed, I've been fidgeting around with these things because these pieces are actually made of the soft. This is hard, but these are soft PVC materials. I get it, safety issues. It's still pokey. It'll poke you, it'll hurt, but they made it soft so it doesn't gouge an eye or anything like that. It's safety reasons, but as well as the nose cone. The nose cone is like a separate piece. Take it off, it's like I can already imagine this one degrading over time if you display this one out in the open and not in a glass case. And these, it would have been okay, you know. I do appreciate that soft pieces, but I wish they would have packaged it nicely or nicer, because they packaged it in, I'm not gonna show it off because it's just stupid. Maybe I can, but the way they did it was me see. You see those? See those? They had them right here, and they had them sticking out right there. And this thing was just squeezing. It was just bending the X-wing blasters, and it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It was the worst packaging ever. I think they overthought how to package this thing. What I would have appreciated is they kept it all in a plastic bag, those polyvinyl clear plastic bags, and then just taped it onto the insert card, in a holding card, cardboard. That would have been an easier fix, and it wouldn't have bent. It would have shook around inside the box. No, not as much if you taped it, but it would have kept these from bending. I mean, when they manufactured these, I'm sure they were pretty straight, but they should have packaged it nicely so it does not hurt it. I know they were trying to preserve it, the integrity of this thing by just doing, but I think they overthought the packaging, and it just sucks. I mean, look at it. It looks so cheap. So, yeah, more woes. Okay, let's talk about the figure. Before we do that, the cockpit. It has stickers. You need to apply 1, 2, 3, 4, and to do that, it's best if you pop out the canopy first before you apply the stickers, so it's just not in the way, and then you pop it back in nice and easy. Okay, if you notice, Poe Dameron is in a slouching position, and again, I'm so pissed off with that. They can't even get this one right. I mean, they G.I. Joe-ify it, okay, fine, but if you have him in a seated position, like really sitting down like that, you see it? You see his legs? See those legs? Okay, he's seated. This is the seated position. The actual, if you would sit down, the figure. And it just won't close. It's like he has to slide and really like lie down, almost lying down position for you to close it. And that sucks. I think somebody was sleeping when they were trying to do the scale of this thing, because it's like they made a kiddie X-Wing fighter pilot, X-Wing fighter jet, or X-Wing fighter for Poe. I mean, it's like a kiddie ride that he can barely fit in. Okay, here's the figure. The figure's pretty good. I mean, it's got 5 points of articulation, ball jointed neck, swivel shoulders, and swivel legs. That's fine. Paint apps on the figure, yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, let me do a close up on that. Yeah, it's pretty good. The detail on him is okay. The only problem is his face does not have the likeness of Jason Isaacs. Not Jason Isaacs. What's his name? Poe Dameron, the guy who plays it. Isaac. I forgot his name, man. But it does not look like him, does it? Is it just me? Oscar Isaacs. Oscar Isaac. I mean, look at that. It does him a disservice. Look at this. Sorry, the camera's like on the fits. Okay. Great detail. I love the jumpsuit. It's red. I thought it was more orange than red, but okay. It's got a little bit of a detail of this breathing apparatus right there. They gave him a blaster. It's just a very, very tight fit on his holster. Now he can hold it okay. Not like he needs it. No. So standard blaster, and then the helmet is clear plastic that they painted over. Why are you not focusing? Oh, come on. Okay. It's okay. Again, I wish it were more black, a darker gray. It's not. So, yeah, Poe Dameron. But it's okay. The figure's not bad. So, with that, oh, paint apps. Look at that. Look at that. I didn't even see that. So, more disappointments for this set. Given everything that I've shown you guys, the figure, the details, the gimmick, the lack of scale, the bendy blasters, This is obviously not gonna get a perfect score from me. I'd like to give it a 6, but I did like how it was in the movie, and I'm gonna be very kind and generous and give it a 7. But it should get just a 6. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a 6. I'm sorry, Poe, but it's just so disappointing. This set, and it's something you just give to your kids. It's not. I don't think it's collectible enough material. So there. I hope you've enjoyed this review, even if you hated the whole set. Yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. Stark contrast from the TIE Fighter. The Star Wars The Force Awakens Poe's X-Wing Fighter. Thanks for watching.